Hello everybody, I'm SnipingIsFun, and I welcome all of you back to my next Super Smash Bros. 4 video, my next top 10 list. And if you've watched my list previously on the 3DS stages, the exclusive 3DS stages I want to see for Super Smash Bros. 4, it's time for me to do my top 10 wanted exclusive stages for the Wii U version of Super Smash Bros. 4, and I hope you guys like it. Number 10, I'm going to start off with a little more of a simple base stage because we've already had variations on it basically in past Smash Brothers games. It's going to be the Revolution Stadium from Pokemon. You know, Pokemon Battle Revolution on the Wii. I would think maybe the next Pokemon Stadium would basically be a stadium that represents that. And we've already had Pokemon Stadium games, you know, Pokemon Stadium stages in Melee and in Brawl. Like this one, we just upgraded it to Revolution Stadium, which in essence would actually kind of make more of a unique battle, you know, setting, because basically Revolution Stadium, you know, Pokemon Battle Revolution could have various distinct Pokemon battle arenas to fight in. You basically have like ice places, fire places, like neon lit city places, and you can basically have it be like how past Pokemon Stadium levels do. It changes. Like you can battle inside the stadium. Okay, it starts off on ice. Okay, now it's water. Now it's fire. Now it's neon lit city. Now it's a basic generic stage. This. All these various changes. It adds a bit of diversity to the Pokemon Stadium, and I think it would add a little bit more diversity than what they kind of done so far in Melee and Brawl. So, some kind of stage based on Pokemon Battle Revolution, like a Revolution Stadium-esque stage, I think would be kind of fun to see for Super Smash Bros. 4. Number 9 is a choice that I have just recently called the Urban Streets, and it's a stage I basically have chosen from the game Urban Champion on the NES. And Urban Champion is like a very, very early NES fighting style game where you play as the Urban Champion and you fight like another Urban Champion, and it's like on the streets and it's a brawling type game. It basically would be something like that where you'd basically on the edges of the stage have like manholes that you could potentially fall in if they're opened, and like this building in the background that it's a generic stage that doesn't have like any platforms, but you're fighting down on the ground. And like a stage hazard you could basically have is in the game, sometimes like people open up the windows and drop pots out and drop stuff out on to the players. So you could basically have like while you're fighting and brawling and you know a Smash Brothers battle takes place in the stage, windows open, people drop pots. If you're hit by it, obviously you'll take some damage. And I think it's a stage that kind of represents an old classic NES game that I think a lot of people would appreciate seeing at least a little bit more in. I mean, I don't know if Urban Champion deserves to really be a playable character, but a stage from his game sure would, and it would sure be an interesting take on a stage for Super Smash Brothers. Number 8 is going to be going to the Murasami Castle from, you know, Murasami Castle. I'm not going to try to pronounce the Japanese version of that. You know, the game Takamaru's from. And I'm thinking this is another retro stage that really makes sense to add to the game, regardless if Takamaru is a playable character or not. Like, you're inside like an old feudal Japan castle. Just imagine that setting. We haven't had something like that in Smash Brothers yet, and those castles are usually rigged with traps and whatnot. And just imagine those as stage hazards, and just all the little Japanese things they could add that, you know, represents, you know, classic feudal Japan and whatnot. And you know you could throw in enemies from the game that do stage hazards and like the magic spells and anything else that maybe Takamaru does or the characters from the game do. And just think about it, like a stage like that would kind of be an interesting stage to really see for Super Smash Brothers. So I'm just saying it's another retro stage I would like to see added, regardless if Takamaru is playable or not, because I think it also would prove to have a unique battle to a unique location to fight at for Smash Brothers. Number 7 is going to be going to make a stage that represents the NES remix. You know, the series that recently has come out that basically remixed various NES games. And it simply would just be called NES Remix. You basically, it'd be kind of like how you played those retro stages in Brawl, basically like and in Melee when you played like the Game & Watch stages, like it's a really 8-bit stage, and it changes up. It's like the WarioWare stage from Brawl. It changes up, but you're playing in these games where you think, okay, I'm playing in Zelda, but then you probably see Mario walking by. You see, you're playing in stages that represent old classic Nintendo games from NES Remix 1 and NES Remix 2, but it's, you know, changed like how it is in the game. Like maybe you throw in different enemies that represent something else, but you throw it into a different, you know, game world. So I'm thinking something like that. That would be kind of interesting. It'd be random. It'd be unique. It'd be like the next WarioWare-based type stage, and it would be fun to play in. Number 6 is going to be going to, it's just in general, a general stage, the tower from Pandoras Tower. Yeah, I know Pandoras Tower has many and many towers, fire, ice plant, whatever. I was thinking more of like, how about we make like a stage that represents it? Like Aaron is very unlikely to probably be playable. He could be an assist trophy. Elena could be an assist trophy. He could represent music from the game. He could represent trophies from the game. But I think a stage is a really good idea because it represents the tower, and I'm thinking it would be easily a moving stage. Maybe you fight on the outside of a tower while you're moving up the tower, outside the tower, inside the tower. It's a moving stage, so you're moving from tower to tower. So it's like, take like Mushroomy Kingdom or the Poke Floats or any other moving stage that's ever been in Smash Bros. Just add to the Pandoras Tower towers, and you're moving around the chains, you're moving around things that fly by like creatures or something, and the enemy hazards can be anything. That game has a ton of different creatures that attack you, and a ton of different traps. Just imagine what you can get yourself into if you're not careful in that stage. And I'm just thinking, I really think at least Pandora's Tower deserves at least that, and maybe a few trophies and some music. Possibly an assist trophy. Well, unlikely a character, but we'll see. But I'm just saying, the tower from Pandora's Tower, I want to see in Super Smash Bros. 4 on the Wii U. Number 5 is going to be going to Nintendo Land. One of the launch titles for the Wii U. All these different attractions that represent various different Nintendo games, from F-Zero and Murasami Castle to Zelda and Mario. Luigi's Mansion, all that other stuff sprinkled in between. I'm just thinking this would be kind of an interesting take. You would basically, it represents like a recent Nintendo game. Nintendo Land was a pretty big push from Nintendo, and it does have a lot of popularity to it. You would basically fight in the main central hub of Nintendo Land. You could and probably you could have Mii's even walking around, maybe doing crap. Like that would probably be stage hazards. And then you ride like the train, ride vehicles, and you kind of get transported maybe into various different attractions from that game. And it would be kind of interesting. Like you get thrown right into Metroid's the blaster thing, you get thrown right into the Zelda archery thing, you know? I think it would be kind of interesting. The main hub would be the main part of the stage, but it would basically be a moving stage where it transfers you to other locations from the game to the point where the stage doesn't feel stale. It actually would change up here and there. It actually keep the battle kind of refreshing. And I think that enough at least warrants a place for it to be a stage in Smash Brothers. Number 4 is going to be going to the Riven Bridge, the Oribus Bridge from Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn on the Nintendo Wii. Now, this is basically the bridge in the game where it's, I think, Ike's forces taking on like Makai's forces, and basically it's in a very snow-oriented setting, so I think that would be at least a bit visually different. And like I said, with the two different armies on the sides, you basically would get probably some cameos from some characters flying by on their dragons or Pegasuses or Pegasi, whatever, and like you can basically get general soldiers, and you could actually basically have these two armies fighting each other while you're on the snow bridge. and I do think it was a pretty important moment in the game. It was one of the bigger moments of the game because it's around the time when you first start playing as Ike's forces, and Micaiah is on the opposition at this point before you guys actually team up, and you basically fight each other. So basically, you're fighting on this bridge while they're fighting each other, and I'm just thinking like it's the location I would pick from Fire Emblem for the console one recency anyways, because it was also in Path of Radiance. It was in Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn, so it has significance with Ike's universe, and it would be a different visual setting because of the snow. It's snowing and this very big snow bridge, and just the hazards you'd get from the armies fighting each other, I think would be pretty unique, fun, and interesting to actually see. Number 3 is going to be going to the Spirit Trials from Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. The Spirit Trials, when you go into the Spirit Realm, Spirit World, and you pick up the little orbs for the life thing, and when you have to basically do it for all 4 regions of the game, and the Guardians and whatnot, like that. Because I think that would actually add a unique strategic battle to it. Because what I would see it is, you start off in the calm setting for the Spirit Trials, and like I said, this stage could basically be kind of like Mushroom Kingdom was in Super Smash Bros. Brawl variations. Like you might sometimes be in the volcano area, you'll be in Skyloft, maybe you'll probably be in the mountains, you'd be in the sand, the forest, whatever. It'd be more of a visual background thing, but the stage I think would be generally the same with a platform in the front with maybe 2 platforms on the bottom. And you basically are on the stage in the calm state, but then you can basically have maybe occasionally these little orbs popping up, like the life energy palette orb things. I have no idea what they're called. I'm sorry, it's been a while since I played Skyward Sword. And you have to collect them in order to keep the Guardians asleep. Because in my opinion, you could actually awaken the Guardians and get into the Guardian alert form. The music plays, and the Guardians can jump down on the stage hazard and start whacking you with their giant sword things and the scythe creature things that fly in the air and they attack you. And you'd have to grab their pallet or something if it pops up to stop them. I think that would be pretty unique because it's a stage where it's let's work together so we can fight each other, or how about I just screw you over, stay over here while the Guardians attack you and I protect myself. Strategic. You either work together or you screw over the other players. And you can even have the little Guardians flying all over the place with their little spotlights, and if you have a player get caught, same thing if you don't collect the orbs in time, or the little river, the little lakes pop up and you step in there, it's the same thing. You can awaken them by not grabbing the orbs, you can get them by being hit in the spotlight, by touching the little water, whatever. You can awaken the Guardians and that puts them to the alert form, and it makes the stage a lot more harder because you're not only fighting the players, but you're also fighting the Guardians. And I think that would add so much of a fun battle. I would so like to see that in Smash Brothers. It'd be so fun. Number 2 is I'm going to be giving to the Sandblasted Highway from Sin and Punishment Star Successor on the Nintendo Wii. And in my opinion, for a Sin and Punishment stage, this actually seems like a very stage that sticks out from Star Successor, and it would be like a moving stage. I think how I see it, it'd basically play like Port Town did in Brawl, maybe a spiritual successor to the Port Town stage, where you're basically fighting on the platform as it flies through the stage, you're flying through the various highway in the desert, and stage hazards, army soldiers attack you, the giant beast attacks you, you get attacked from the flying things, the platforms could break, you could fall off, stuff like that, something that keeps you on your toes. You're moving at really fast speeds, you could be attacked by enemies, the platforms you're on could break. It just would be something unique, and like I said, I really think Sin and Punishment deserves something in this game. And just because Saki is an assist trophy does not take away the fact that it can get a character, it can get an assist trophy besides even Saki. It can get more trophies, it can get music, it can, and more importantly, get a stage. And in my opinion, I think Sandblasted Highway makes the most sense because it'd be the most fun I think a stage from Sin and Punishment could be, because it gives you the feel of what Sin and Punishment is. It's a non-rail shooter, so you're basically on the platform as you're flying throughout you're flying throughout the highway while everything that basically typically happens in a Sin and Punishment game, aka enemies shooting at you, goes on. So it's one of the stages I want to see most in Super Smash Bros. 4. Number 1 is going to be going to the RFC from Xenoblade Chronicles. Now, like I said in my top 10 boss related stages, when I put Metal Face as number 1, spoilers if you guys have not seen that that list yet, sorry. I want to see more Xenoblade content in this game. I really think, like Nintendo acquiring Monolith, they've made Xenoblade, which was a pretty big sleeper, big niche title hit for the Wii, and if they're making X now, they're going to want to advertise Monolith, and I think Xenoblade is the choice that sticks out. And the stage, more importantly, like show off playable, someone, assist trophy, music, trophies, whatever. But a stage, in my opinion, because it's one of the biggest locations in the game, not just in size, but in story development, storyline purposes, would be the RFC. You fight on the different platforms that are above the sea. You could even it might even be a moving stage where you step on the platforms, the little teleportation pads, and it moves you to another part of the RFC. The little creatures that live underneath can come up and attack you. It could probably even take place during the spoilers here if you haven't played the game yet. During the battle when the city's attacked, when there you can pretty much have the things flying down, like the little mechon things come down and attack you. Or the giant creatures that are just sitting on the platforms in general. You can have those. The teleportation, moving around. It would just be such a visually beautiful stage. Add some of the music in there, even if you have to add music that doesn't take place in RFC. Add some mechanical rhythm or stuff like that, very energetic music on top of course, the lighthearted, very simplistic, moving RFC theme. Would create a very unique experience, I think, and it's the location from Xenoblade Chronicles I think makes the most sense for an inclusion as a stage in Smash Brothers, especially from a visual standpoint, which is a good factor to actually give a stage, and his storyline development and whatnot. And like I said, Xenoblade Chronicles, I think, like I said, deserves more. And like I said, RFC seems like a stage that you can get just the right amount of hazards in it, but at the same time not too many hazards. It kind of could be like a plain stage too, but of course, like Smash Bros. Fashion, it would have some hazards like most stages besides Final Destination typically have, and Battlefield. So yeah, there's my top 10 3DS stages I want to see. I hope you guys liked it. Please subscribe if you want to. Have a nice day. Peace. And stay tuned for the next time I do a video for my next Super Smash Bros. 4 related videos. See you guys later.